actually steal from you. I'll give you a very quick one. There was many years ago, I was going to Festa Town, and I had to board a bus. I got to mile 2, and suddenly, I was inside the share block 1 office. I was inside the vehicle, and suddenly I realized, while I was trying to get into that vehicle, the side of my zip
had opened.
Immediately I'm someone who quickly look around because I'm always cautious. As soon as I sat down in the bus, I realized, check, my BB don't work. It's not possible.
Hey.
I just said, driver, don't go anywhere. Stop. Came down from the vehicle, and I hit the guy from the back. Bah, bah. Give me my phone. I tell you.
Wow.
Daytime, afternoon. Give me that phone now, else you know the thing will happen. I spoke. I don't know where that energy, that boldness, that conviction, that confidence came from. But I said, give me my phone right now. If you don't give me, I'll burn your life here. The guy quickly give me speed, cross the road, jive.
You know, now I understand.
Just sat down. Don't they look me like
now
this.
I understand why if you're going up, because me and you have gone out, and severally you just remove what you need for transfer and you just put it inside your backpack, and then you will say, I'm always looking at like
now Lagos them born me, feed me, clothe me, school me, everything, touch me, marry, everything. Lagos. God God, the Lagos ain't go do me. God will not let it happen.
Amen. You know,
you need to be. I really feel for her, and this is a lesson for all our young girls.
Yeah, it is.
When they don't have flexing, I get cash inside my bag. You don't get money reaching. Many people will learn tax. Show you say I am loaded. Seriously, many do. They just flaunt more carelessly, not knowing that person sitting next to you, the next bus stop you are coming down, he doesn't have any mission. The mission is to steal or to snatch or to take or call his other colleagues to meet him at this junction and try to take advantage.
I really take advantage.
I really pity
and then yes, some schools are actually vacating today.
Yes,
some of them are doing their party, and I heard
Friday.
Yeah, and I heard
next week.
Yes, and I heard a parent saying, oh my goodness, where do I ship these children tonight? So that was ship the children to that God station. I was like, hello, did you just say? She was like, yes, now they are content.
Excuse me. You better don't let Remi Lawal hear you say that.
I like it.
Don't let him hear you say that.
You don't say that. You don't say that.
Yeah, it's summer holidays.
She was like, where do I ship them tonight? Is that what she was like? Did you just say ship? She said, yes, no. So I feel like parents are already beaten because from next week, at least by Friday next week, all schools will vacate.
And it's very important for us. I'll give us some little tips by the time we are through with that doctor very quickly. But one of them is that please take cognizance of the fact that they don't know how much you buy a Congo of beans, a tin of beans. They don't know. So please, or rice. Even if they have to cook it themselves, maybe you have to do it and put it in a cooler for them before you leave home, so that they will not burn your rice. And you start beating them. Make sure most of the things they will need. Get them snacks. This is the time you start getting those snacks. Start putting them in one particular container. You know, make sure at social time this is what you eat. Take this quantity, or put it in a cellophane bag yourself, and tell them, mark it with their names. All these little things goes a long way.
Yeah, it does.
It helps those children too to know that you are orderly and you have a way of keeping what belongs to them. They know what is theirs, and they will not want to take Joy's own. If I don't say any name, I'll take my own. I'll eat Joy's own. I'll eat Johnson's own. I'll take Kayode's own. I'll take even Marvelous own. Because there's no name on it.
There's no name on it.
But if there's still name, you have tagged it, so they know. Okay, I have to take one. And they will discipline themselves to that one, because that's where they need. One thing about children, do you know they have a way, just like Remy said, I remember what he said. He said, no child is rebellious, stubborn, or is, what other word did he use? You just need to accept them. You need to be affectionate about them. And I've forgotten the third one. And again, they love to be respected.
They do.
So when
if
you
it's that one of
them,
respect, I
give
it to
what
them.
Belongs to them. They feel this is mine. They have that confidence. I have the same stand with you now. I just see your own, I take it. But if anything happens to yours, you understand, and you have your name on it, it will be difficult for me to want to trade it for mine, because my own will never spoil. But that stand that I'm using is spoiled, so I can't take Joy's own because her name is on it. So children are disciplined to that level.
Yeah, they are.
Except those ones who, you know, they are covetous. You know, maybe malicious.
Anyway, well, we heard from the news that they are giving window space for 150 days to reduce the import duty on rice, on grains. So
see,
we are hoping. No. Let us believe that 150 days.
But this is my own believing. See,
is believing.
It's my believing. See, I cannot believe any other person but God. I cannot trust the way I would trust God.
Yeah, that's man. True.
But, you know, I need to give a second thought to man's opinion or saying, because your saying cannot be your doing all the time, and it's not expected. There was a time people were jubilating, a bag of rice has now turned to, was it 45 or 60,000?
Yes.
And I had to call my cousin after Shango, come, help me buy bags of rice. So that's for my birthday. I want to, he said, Auntie me, he said, like, it's still 70-something thousand. He said, like, now he said it's 50 or 40. He said, no. So what we want to see, what Nigerians want to see, is what they see, not what they hear just here. Because they have heard for so long. They have heard, and they have been hearing and hearing and hearing. But this is the time for them to see. This is the time for them to see. Oh, this mango, wow, it costs just 10 naira. Mango 10 naira. You go to the market and you buy for that 10 naira. That's what people want to see.
That's what people want to see.
That's
seriously.
What they want to
I was
know.
saying that if they tell us bag of if they've opened one, given window space for 150 days, and let's see the bag of rice at 30,000, let's see it at 25,
it's
at
not
28.
That you start telling us.
You know, yeah.
Your list cannot help it.
It can help.
But you're bringing it to reality. Let the market women, the market man, the man who is coming from the farm, or the woman who is bringing it from the farm, have enough fuel, easy access to PMS, to bring it down to Lagos, to all the connecting access cities and towns where they will be able to sell it, and where they will be able to say, okay, we are not adding unnecessary. You are not doing
you know this thing you're saying. When we're coming, somebody actually said that the push for minimum wage to 250K is not negotiable. But that what they should rather negotiate for is the reduction in PMS price, the reduction in so many things, that even if they bench it for years, that definitely it will help. That now, have you thought of the fact that once minimum wage is 250,000, that what you're buying for 2,000 you'll be buying at 5,000? Because everything is going to increase.
And another thing, if we're asking for 250,000 as a minimum wage, don't forget that market woman is waiting for her own share.
Yeah, that's what the man was saying. That's what he was saying.
Woman, that carpenter that wants to just fix your wardrobe, maybe the door just come down, the inch where you go use, you don't collect out of that 2,000 because they will have, if it is 100 naira, they are making it 200 or 500.
I actually saw sense in what the man was saying anyway. Yes.
Will be added. Everyone will be looking for that 250,000. Okay, maybe they don't increase salary. That's what you'll be hearing.
Okay, anyway, we are still begging on our government to do the needful. Yes, we had to give you that prep talk so that you prepare your mind. You know, as schools are closing, calm down, parents. You know, let's not allow our children to tell us, Mommy, calm down, Daddy, calm down. Okay, it's still Family and Values on Galaxy Television. Let's go on our mini feature so that we'll start our conversation today properly on Health Talk. We'll see you on the other side. Don't go anywhere. Discussing adolescent health care. You know why this topic is kind of dear to us? Because a lot is happening within that circle that we don't talk about. We are talking about the elderly, the adult, who is talking about the sets of adolescents, and they're actually going through a lot when it comes to health care. So we decided today on Family and Values, let's have this conversation. And we have no other person than our own very own doctor. Now that this is a good thing. Coincidentally, he wore white. And now the three of us are all on white. It seems like the birthday, this birthday I'm foreseeing next week Tuesday is going to be wonderful, So we have our doctor in the house. We have Dr. Kelvin is even in the house. He's a medical practitioner and also an author. He has written one of the best books I've read. Yes, I have read it and I've recommended it to a lot of people. It's a very good book. Yes.
I was not here to...
Okay. Welcome. Today you just left your doctor this and came in a gayoyo level.
I say let me be close to the adolescents.
No, I love the fact that he said let it be close to them. So let it not say as if when they just brought somebody seated.
I'm not part of them.
You want to be close to them. And so you came dressing so that they know that, okay, this one is our guy, our person. Okay, welcome. Okay, now adolescent health care. I know you've done something on primary health care, community health care, and you've dealt with a lot of adolescents now. And that was why I felt like, no, doctor would be the best person for this topic. When we are talking about adolescent healthcare, what are we talking about generally? Because our mini feature encounters a whole lot of things. But what does adolescent healthcare talk about generally? What class of people are we addressing? People say, okay, 15 to 19, but what class of people and what does this healthcare entail?
It's a wonderful one. Before we talk about their healthcare, we need to know who are the adolescents. Adolescents are people between the ages of 10 to 19. These are a wonderful group of people because among the adolescents, we also have the youths between 15 to 24. So the adolescents covers the teenagers and also part of the youth. Really? Yes. And it is important in this part of the country because the adolescents, 85% of them are found in developing countries, and they are unique. The adolescent, they are a group of people, is a phase, transition from childhood to adulthood. And a lot is going on in that period. Physiologically their body is changing, hormonal changes and things like that. Biologically the features, their body wise is changing. Developing of breast, menstruation is starting, the boys have started producing sperm, a lot is occurring, this period, voice changes. They now have a mind of their own. Unlike before, whenever the child is talking, the child say, now when they get to this stage, they are no longer telling you, my mommy said, my daddy said. It is what they feel like. At this point, they have a mind of their own. And this is a period that usually we experience conflicts between the child and the parents.
It's okay.
Yes. So, this topic is very important for the parents, also very important for children themselves, so that they know, why do I think a certain kind of way? Why am I behaving like this? What are the things I'm likely to fall prey? If they understand what it's all about, it will give everybody a smooth ride that, okay, this is what is going on. It's more or less like if I say you have a mad person, and the mad person dresses like a mad person, act like a mad person. When they do some things, you just let it slide. But if you don't know the person is a mad person, you want to react like, why are you behaving like this? But if you know and the person behaves absurd, you let it go like, okay, you understand why the person is behaving like that. So also for the adolescent, if you understand, the whole thing about adolescents, you know why they behave a certain kind of way, and you will know how to approach it. And the care for adolescents is unique, to the point that in medicine you have like a whole lot to talk about in their healthcare that is separated with adolescent healthcare because it is unique. The thing is, you don't want to see them as just a child and you dictate for them, oh, do this, take this, behave like this, don't do that, it will not work. That is one. Two, you don't want to be judgmental. You know, because these are people that have a mind of their own. You know, so you have to be close to them. The approach is different. It is just unique. And the truth is, if one is not careful at this stage, you know, for the parents, if the approach is not right, you are likely to lose your child to external factors, bad influences. You know, so it's a unique stage of life, and the care is very important.
Very important.
And the question is, in Nigeria, are we ready for the adolescence?
Hey.
Because that is
are
what
we ready?
they determine what the country, what a nation will be like. You know, because few years they determine your workforce. You know, their orientation determines what the world will look like. The adolescents, they have an impact on the economy, they have an impact on the parents, they have an impact on everybody. Yes. So
Okay.
I'll stop at that.
Okay, are we ready?
Important at everything that surrounds them. So how ready are we as parents?
How ready are we?
Okay, it's time for us to go for our short break.
Yeah. Okay, let's go on our word of mouth. When we return, this conversation is going to be very interesting and very educative. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We have Dr. Calvin is in the building. He has told us a lot, and the question is, are we ready for adolescents in this country? All right, Lori.
Okay, so how
Question.
ready are we? I want to find out, as a medical practitioner, what do you think the government should do to help? Because we have lots of these adolescents out there. Yes, from home, you have said a lot. But as a leader, as government, it comes easy when we have the government handling certain things in the area of trying to let them, their parents, to know the role they have to play in their lives. What do you think the government can do to help this?
The government, they have a lot to do.
Campaign, awareness, what do you, how
We don't have, when it comes to adolescent health, we have this thing we call youth-friendly initiative, youth clinic, where the adolescents, they have clinics that are meant for them. You know, it is very different from the regular clinic.
Do we have that in this country?
We do. Funny
Really?
enough, in my time in Lutz, we during my community health posting, we visited some youth clinic and things like that. But how many of that do we have in this country? You know, because one of these things is that it must be affordable.
Yeah.
It must be accessible.
Affordable,
You know,
accessible.
it must be affordable. It must be accessible. Now we have it, but how many people are even aware about these things? You know, sometimes the problem is even some of the things we have in this country are not well utilized. You know, because there's no sense of ownership. You know, that's one thing I've noticed about how we handle our public structures. People will tell you, it's government job. You know, it's not your father's job and things like that. Who are the people in charge of publicity for things like this?
That's it.
You know, who are the people in charge? You know, so for the government, one, when we have these facilities, they should create more awareness. You know, the youth clinic is different from the regular clinic in the sense that they should be able to access care without, you know, without any form of obstruction.
Stress or any difficulty.
You know, now the people that are to attend to them should be people that are skilled in that field. Do we really carve out people that are skilled in that field will not be judgmental? How often do you see a 13-year-old, you know, leave the house and say, okay, I'm going to just walk into the clinic? Now, you don't put so many protocols just the way you have in other clinic settings. You know, for example, when you go to the hospital, they tell you to register, you know, and things like that. You know, if you are not using an HMO and insurance, you know, the bill is, you don't want a situation whereby the bill is much for them. You know, the things they want to talk about are not the conventional.
The conventional,
yes.
this thing.
You know, they want to tell you, they just need somebody to talk to that is not their parents that will judge them. They don't want somebody that will judge them. It's possible the girl wants to tell you she has made up her mind, she wants to have sex, and maybe she's 15, 16. You know, is there anything she needs to know? What's the first experience like and all of that? A regular 16-year-old girl will not walk up to the parent and say
that
I want to have sex, and what are the things I should look out for?
Yeah.
Maybe she can talk to the parents, you know, they can talk to them about contraception and things like that. You know, she wants to have sex, but at that point in time, no money at hand, and she needs to get a condom. You know, if she asks for money, the mother says, what do you need money for? You know, but if you have all this, you know, youth clinic, they can just go there and pick up a condom. Though you advise them, abstinence is best, but if at all you cannot abstain, don't get pregnant. Protect yourself from pregnancy, protect yourself against disease and things like that.
And that's why I was asking, in what way can the government actually make it more? Because they cannot really, many of them who have parents that they don't have ears for them, who always want, just like you said, who always want to talk to someone out of, you know, the circle of the family. What more can government do to make this really, really a campaign, awareness? What other things can they do to make this easy for the adolescent, just like you said?
Yes. One, I talked about, we have some of these things, but the awareness. We can raise more awareness, do adverts and things like that, so that people are aware the locations, where are they? If I want to attend to this clinic and things like that, where can I get, you know? Now, if private hospitals decide to engage in things like this, you know, are they going to subsidize the care and let's say, okay, I won't pay you what your regular consultation is, but maybe part of your tax, if you see this amount of youths every day and all of that, you are involved in things like this, we can give you some allowances, and you know, there are some benefits that comes with it, you know, and things like that, you know. So creating awareness is one thing, you know, letting people know. Then you can also create TV programs, radio programs. Before now, we used to have a lot of things like that, a lot of advert on protection.
Yes,
you know, condom then and all of that, you know. I remember then growing up in the 90s, you hear things like, now who get these raincoats, you know, and
things like that.
But now, how often do you see things like this? Nobody really talks about all these things. A lot of things that people learn, they learn from friends, you know, learn from social media, and it's not even from the right source.
Okay, now.
You know, so on their part, do more, create more awareness. You know, we have a lot of things in this country that people are not even aware that these things are available. You know, so create the awareness. In school also, you know, they have also tried, you know, because at a point in my life, I worked as a teacher and I saw some of their curriculum in basic science, integrated science, trying to inculcate, you know. So in that aspect, the government, they are also trying because they are being taught in school, you know. Then also, part of the problem with adolescents is at this stage of their life, they tend to be stubborn and they want to act out of free will. A child can wake up and say, I don't just feel like going to school. You know, and if the parents are not there, you know, let's say you have a father that is absent and things like that, that child becomes a miscreant, you know, becomes a problem to the society. But the government can also make education compulsory. If you find a child like that outside, the parents are liable. You arrest the parents, you know. If the parents know there's a punishment for it, they will do everything within their power to ensure that the child goes to school and have a better society. You know, so these are measures the government can put in place, you know, have somebody in charge and say, okay, this is your job. We don't want out of school children. We don't want people smoking marijuana, you know. We don't want people going to video game house. Instead of going to school, to go and be playing video game and all those things. We know these things, how some people, instead of going to school, they will wear only their trousers.
Yes, now.
Wear something polo like this inside. And remove the school top,
and hang it on their,
you know, put it inside their bag, and you will not even know that they are students and they are playing games, so that if the teacher should see them, you cannot recognize them by the uniform and things like that. But you should have people in place and say, okay, at this stage of your life, you should be in school. Why are you outside? You know, so you can send like a patrol team and all of that. You find people of that age, you arrest them. You know, call their parents, why is your child not in school and all of that. Some is because they have not paid school fees. And because of that, you know, you send them home for not paying school fees. Instead of going home, they go somewhere and they are playing game. Where they are playing game, somebody will introduce them to drugs. You know, so things like that.
Now, yes, you've said a whole lot, but let's talk about their health. What are those things that are pertainable to adolescent health care? You know, sometimes you discover that, yes, we've had a whole lot of them that have gone into drugs, smoking, alcohol, like the ladies, puberty has set in, teenage pregnancy is on the way. What are those specific illnesses that parents should watch out for, especially when your child is within the adolescent age? Like, there was a time we talked about cervical cancer, and then you said, at least if you see a 5-year-old child thereabouts, you know, can be detected. We were hearing a lot, and I was like, even children too. So what are those health challenges that parents should watch out and look out for when you have adolescents around that they might not even know that they have? And it becomes, you know, they don't know because they just feel like it's nothing. But you as a parent, you've seen it and you know you need to take this thing. And how often should they go for medical checkups aside the youth, this thing? Even we adults, anyway, how often do we go for medical checkup? But then let's talk about the health, this thing that pertains to adolescents.
Okay, concerning the health aspect, you know, there are 3 levels to health. You know, prevention. You have the primary, secondary, and tertiary. For primary, you want to ensure that they get enough education. You know, for secondary, you want to detect and treat. For tertiary, whatever it is, it has happened. You know, let's look for a way around it. You know, if it has happened already. So, for parents, the first stage is you have to identify that these people are no longer the little junior that you used to know.
Junior, come here.
Little Stevante. You know, now they are grown, they have a mind of their own. So at this stage, number 1, the parents should recognize partnership. Make them your friend, that they are able to tell you anything that they are going through. You know, to train a child, African setting, it takes the whole community. So the parents will have to play their part, teachers will have to play their part, everybody will have to play their part. So 1, the parents, you have to educate them, which is part of their health care. You know, the child is getting to a certain age, you are seeing some changes, you say, Cecilia, very soon you will start menstruating. You know, how to take care of yourself. You know, if you notice blood is coming out, don't panic. You know, it is normal. You know, you have to take your bath regularly. If not, you start smelling. You know, so how to clean themselves at that particular
personal
age.
Hygiene.
You have to let them know. You have to let the girl know. It is not like before that you are playing everywhere. This person is calling you, my wife. Now you are developing breasts, your body is changing. They are not just seeing you as a little girl. Don't allow anybody to take advantage of you. You know, somebody wants to touch you, let them know, no, my mommy said nobody should touch me like this. It's not appropriate. You know, the person is calling you. My mommy said I should not go to anybody's house.
This is my body.
You know, and for the parents too, when they report your child to you that I asked this child that I wanted to send that message and all of that, I told her to come, she said no, and this. Don't say, Jumoke, why did you behave like that? You have to make a firm stand. We say, yeah, sorry, the fault is not from her, it's from me. I told her not, if any man should call her, She should not go to the man's house.
Yeah.
And I did not give her exception. I did not create the rule because of you. But I don't want to, if I give one exception, she might start creating others. So, please, everybody should just respect it. There are things I'm trying to, they will respect your boundaries too. You have to stand with your child. When you say something in front of that child and the child is following that instruction, in public too, you have to affirm that thing that yes, it is coming from me. So, education is the first aspect. The parent have to educate them. Let them know, and when you want to educate them, you give proper education. You don't speak in parables. Say exactly what you mean. Say exactly what you are trying to convey. Don't say, if any man should touch you, you will get pregnant. One boy will touch and say, did you get pregnant now? Your mommy is just whining. But say exactly what you mean. And say, if a man should have sex with you, he puts his private part in your own private part and things like that, you will get pregnant. If you get pregnant at this age, yes, you are developing, but you are able to conceive, but there are many risks that come with it. Your pelvis is not fully developed. It can lead to a lot of, educate them appropriately. When they ask a question, you give them responses suitable for their age. Unlike a 5-year-old asking you, mommy, what is sex? What is fornication? For the adolescents, you tell them exactly what it is. Give them the proper education. It is better you educate them than you let the outside world to
educate them. Okay, don't Doctor, because of our time, I want you to also add the boy child to the normal growth and development that comes with a boy child when it comes to being an adolescent. Can you just share some with us because of our time?
Yes. For the male child, they are not so difficult in the sense that the hygiene, they don't see their period and things like that, they don't get pregnant. But if they are not well trained, they become a problem to the girl child.
To the girl child, yes.
So and one thing I've noticed that the boy child is easily neglected. So
why did you say that?
They are easily neglected. Everything will do. The boy is going through challenges. They say, you are a man, you should take it. When it comes to finances, if the girl is asking for money, the boy is asking for money, they will give the girl and neglect the boy child. And that is why they are easily lured into crime. Because these are the people that, kind of provide their need, that other people, they see them as their safe space. And that is why if you look at the boy child, they usually have one Egbon Adubo, street bros, somebody that is a counselor, somebody they can confide in. And they tell the person, I need money for this. The person will give. I need, at this stage, they want to be going for dates and all of that. It's okay. Your boy child wants to go for a date. He's 16 years old. He says, oh, there's this guy I like and all of that. If when you look at, the Western world, the boy is going for prom and all of that, the father can say, okay, let my driver take you to the place with the girl and all of that. You use the car, go and drop her at home, bring the guy. You are teaching the boy the things to do and all of that. But now the boy knows I have to do some things. He does not have the means to do it. And here you are neglecting it that you are a man. Don't. Before you know, one people will say, okay, don't worry. You people have end of the year party, Abi. Since we don't really do prom in this part of the world, they say, don't worry. Everything you need research, I'll give you and all of that. And say, later you come and see me. All this thing, you can be making small money yourself. I will show you how to. The boy has seen it that this person is able to understand what I'm going through and is there for me. They have a lot of issues they are going through that they want to discuss. Let the boy child know, if you have difficulty and all of that, it is okay to cry. You feel a certain way, express your emotion. Because suicide rates is, the suicide that will be committed is higher in males compared to female. A lot of females can have suicidal ideation, but most men, when they have it, they are thinking about it, they actually go ahead to do it. So for the male child, you let them know the body of the female is not your own. You know, testosterone is an aggressive hormone. It makes you that impulse, you know, lost. That impulse control is not there. You have to teach them that yes, you are feeling this type of way, but do not allow your emotion to control you. Do not allow your hormones to control you. Rape is wrong. You don't, you know, you have to counsel them along. You know, it is usually people that are not well counseled, that are not loved and things like that, they are the ones that will go on to rape tomorrow.
Doctor, now as we round up, how early can a male child experience puberty? Because I have a situation at hand where a 7-year-old child is already developing black hair around his penis. So how early?
Okay, and also, what are those stages in male child? Also, I was saying the voice changes and blah, blah, blah. What are those changes? Just like you mentioned for the girl child, very quickly.
Well, we have what we call the normal puberty.
Okay.
And we have what we call precocious puberty, meaning puberty that is occurring beforehand. So these are some of the challenges. So let's say, for instance, you expect a girl, you know, 10, 11, 12 to experience puberty, and now you are seeing a 7-year-old girl, you know, developing breast and some other things like that. It can be due to some hormonal imbalance and things like that. You know, that girl needs to be seen by a pediatrician.
But what about the boy child?
For the boy child too, the same thing, but it's not so common for the male child, you know, as like compared to the female child. Now, over the years, what we have noticed is that the age for puberty, you know, that you start seeing those changes has reduced, because it has to do with hormones, and hormones generally they need fats. They are mainly made up of fats, you know. So the more people have access to good nutrition and things like that, they are able to convert the fats to those hormones that will bring about those changes. So kind of, if the person is having good nutrition and all of that, unlike somebody that is malnourished. So if you look at in the past where people didn't have so much access to food and things like that, you know, if you look at the average weight of a girl or a boy those days, and now if you look at the average, if you look around you now, you'll be like, it's as if everybody these days is tall. They are tall compared to your generation. They are all because they are well fed and things like that. They will experience puberty early enough because of nutrition. You know, God has made it. Nature is in such a way that before one can reproduce, you have access to good nutrition, which means if you are seeing nutrition, your body knows you are having good nutrition, and your body is fertile. That is when you can readily conceive. If a woman or a man is not eating well and all of that, there are changes that goes on in the body to try to prevent the person from getting pregnant, so that you don't bring a child into a world that there is no food.
Okay, you don't bring a word into a child that there is no food. Oh, okay, thank you, doctor. I would have loved to say you give us at least 60 seconds, especially to our parents that have these children that their voice already changed and you're laughing at them like, see how deep your voice is, and the boy is like, I had a case like that. And anyway, 60 seconds for our parents out there who have adolescents and are dealing with currently.
Well, for parents that have adolescents and you are going through some conflict with them, you are seeing some changes, just understand it's part of life. Reflect back to why, when you were in that stage, you know, and the things you experienced. Draw them closer to you, make them your friend, and it's not so much of a big deal if you look at it critically. They are not doing anything wrong. Nature is occurring, and you have to accept nature for what it is, you know. But take cognizance of what they are going through. Let them know the things they are supposed to know. Get them closer to a clinic. Let them go for regular checkup. Make them your friend. If they have any problem, let them come to you. You should be in the best position to advise them. and not somebody else.
All right, you should be in the best position to advise them on that. No, thank you for being a part of Family and Valley. Yeah, you know, say thank you, thank you, thank you. That's from Vigil Industries.
We have to run right now.
Yes, we have to.
Thank you to Vigil Industries
Yes.
Limited. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
On that note, my name is Iremene Luradejoke David. Like I said, make sure you make the best of today. Anytime you rise up from your bed, please tell yourself, I can do this. So you can do this today, and it's going to be fulfilled for you. See you tomorrow.
Okay, on that note, tomorrow we'll be discussing open marriage. It's Friday. As we round up the week, our conversation tomorrow will be open marriage. See you tomorrow. My name still remains Joy Abu. Enjoy a healthy Thursday.